So earlier today I went out of the area for work, and in my travels I swung by a flea market where I picked up these two 1/64 scale diecast trucks by ERTL. And I know a lot of my viewers are familiar with the Thompson Friends line that ERTL did throughout their 20-year run from 1984 to 2004, but ERTL also delved into other areas. They did primarily farm equipment, and of course they also did trucks and construction equipment as well. But then there was also other franchises they did. Aside from Thomas, they also had like Batman, the Dukes of Hazzard, Convoy. I think they did some stuff for like Mickey Mouse. I know they did a little bit for Lamb Chop as well. But right here, these are from their Trucks of the World range that they did. And I've wanted to get my hands on primarily a cement mixer for a while, but when I came across these two trucks at the flea market, I picked them up just because the price was so good for them. But I thought this would make for an interesting video. So we're going to go ahead and get these out of the boxes, take a look at them, and I'll probably have a few things to say about these. I'll start with the cement mixer first, and I've wanted to get my hands on this for at least the last year now, but I wasn't going to pay an arm and a leg to do so. But you can see here it's an International Paystar 5000 mixer. You can see I only paid $6 for it, and I'm not sure what really to say about the box. You can probably just look at it and read whatever. On the bottom here there is some other stuff that's available. Again, pause the video if you want to read any of that. But go ahead and open up the box here, get this out. And I'll just give you guys a quick glimpse of this. I'm not going to focus on it too long. I'll give you a close-up look here in a bit. But you can see how the truck is presented. Kind of knocked back in detail compared to, like modern stuff today, I guess. But, yeah, there's that. And I'll just push all this aside here. And I'll bring in the next one, which is the International Paystar 5000 Logger trailer. It says $7, but I only paid $6 for this. I got both for $12. But you can see how this truck's presented in the box. Really nice. The logs have come loose. I don't know if the rubber bands are still in there or not. Again, you can see what's on the box. I don't really need to point everything out to you. But there you go. And I'm not seeing any dates on these, but my guess is they were late 70s. So go ahead and get this truck out of the box, and I'm sure the logs are going to spill all over. Yeah, there they go. I'll just set those aside for now. And here is this truck. I'll have to set it up because, like I said, the logs aren't here. Oh, okay. There is another strap in the box there. Okay, I'll show the cement mixer first because, as I said, this is the one I was really after. And, you know, I think this looks great, but it's definitely not as modern looking as what we have today. I mean, granted, 1970s for you. But, I think it holds its own. You got a lot of nice detail on it. You can see the front end's done really well. You've got detail around the bumper, rivets, what's supposed to be like a tow hitch, basically. Then you've got International cast into the top of the grill. I mean, again, I think that looks really nice. Going around to the side here, you can see we do have headlights, but they're not painted or anything. The hood does open, and it reveals a somewhat detailed engine. Again, not up to modern standards, I guess. But you do have an open cab. You can see that there's glass in there. You've also got seats and also a chrome steering wheel of all colors. But, yeah, stacks look great. You've also got, I'm guessing these are fuel tanks, and this here would be a step. Going around to the drum, you've got a water tank up top. The drum does rotate, and you can see it has ERTL on it there. That's just a sticker. I'm guessing that's a fill cap of sorts. The back of the truck here, you've got the chute, which does rotate. Some cement trucks at the time, they just had the chute like that, and you couldn't move it at all. And then this piece is also die cast. I'm kind of wondering how sturdy these were, if any of them were broken off in time. Got the fill up top here. I don't think there's any detail inside the drum. Going around to the other side, pretty much the same as it was before. You don't really have a step here, though. Stickers look a little bit worn, but, again, this was 1970s. This truck's definitely been around a while. Maybe if somebody can pinpoint the exact date that ERTL did this, you can leave it down in the comments. Like I said, I can't find anything on the box to give a date for this. I'm not sure if it might be just rubbing on the packaging, that little bit right there. But yeah, like I said, I think this truck looks really great, but it's definitely not as modern as what we have today. I do want to bring in a comparison of this truck next to one that ERTL did, I'm guessing late 80s, early 90s. And it kind of looks like they've knocked back on detail with this one here. You can see it doesn't have an open interior anymore. The windows are just blacked out. The front end's not, well, I mean, granted, we're dealing with two different trucks here, but the front end doesn't look as detailed either. Plus, you don't have as detailed of wheels. And a lot less die-cast in this truck as well. Not just because of the bed, but I mean also, the framework, it's plastic. Another comparison I want to do, because I wasn't able to do it before, is I did a review on this Mack cement mixer by Greenlight, and I wanted to do a comparison of this next to this ERTL mixer. Unfortunately, didn't have it at the time, but you can definitely see it's like night and day between these two. A lot more detail in this truck compared to this one. Another thing I will mention is ERTL does actually make a 1/64 scale cement mixer today. It's a Western Star, but I don't have it because, I mean, really, I just feel there's too much plastic in the truck, and I'm not going to pay, like $10 something to get it. This here is definitely one that I think is better value in my opinion. But yeah, a really nice looking cement mixer. Quite like the older International trucks as well. But yeah, really happy to have this one. And here is the Paystar Logger, which upon closer inspection, I find that this is not in as good of condition as the mixer is. First thing I noticed was looking at the hood here, you can see that the white paint has actually cracked in spots. I don't think that's a die-cast issue. I think that's just the paint itself. But, it basically, over time, the white paint is cracked, and there does seem to be some impurities in the paint as well. Maybe that was part of why it did that. But also, in regards to the trailer, I noticed that the two straps, while they're included, they are broken, one on each spot here, which a little bit of glue could probably put that back together without too much trouble. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I have all the logs. There's 3 logs here. I don't think the set came with any more. If anyone knows more about this set, let me know down in the comments, and also the year it came out. But the rig itself is pretty much exactly the same as the mixer. It's a tractor and not just a mixer truck. But you've also got the opening hood again. Details pretty much the same on the front. Same with the cab, detailed with seats and a steering wheel. This actually has different exhaust pipes. These are angled. The other one just had, they were flat. But fifth wheel, you've got the little cradle, I guess, for the logs there. Plus you got, what I'm calling a headache rack up front here. The trailer looks great as well. You can see we've got taillight details and such. And detaching this isn't too bad. I'll just go ahead and take the straps off here and remove the logs. And I don't think there's really any way to do this to where it stays, but you can detach the trailer. And in real life, it's supposed to mount up something like that, I guess, for transport when you're not hauling logs. But yeah, I don't know if there's some particular way that's supposed to work, or if it even does that at all. But yeah, I mean, overall condition of this, it's not perfect, but where'd that other log roll to? Clear back there. It's not perfect, but the fact that it is complete, I mean, I'm saying it's complete, because again, I'm pretty sure I got all the logs. That all said, I don't think it was too bad. And especially, I only paid basically $6 for it. $12 for both trucks. I think $6 for this was actually pretty reasonable. And, I quite like this. At first, I wasn't going to pick this up because I didn't think I really wanted it. But at that price, and, I think it'll make a great addition to my collection. So it was worth getting. So something I did want to talk about with these trucks is in regards to price. Basically what I paid versus what they're worth. And like a lot of collectors, I'm sure, when I want to know how much something in my collection is worth, I tend to go online and research it. I myself tend to resort to eBay, and a lot of times I'll look at sold listings rather than current listings. And this is because there's quite a difference between what buyers are paying versus what sellers are asking. And like I said earlier, I knew the cement mixer itself was going to be around $30. And I went on eBay and I did find some that recently sold. And the first truck I found sold on January 25th, which the seller was asking $28 or best offer. You can see the condition is so-so. It's obviously been knocked around, has some paint chips, but nothing's broken off or missing. This truck's all complete other than the box. Unfortunately, because best offer was accepted, I can't say what exactly this sold for, but obviously can conclude it was less than $28. This next one sold on February 18th. However, I'd be a little leery about buying this because you can see that the box is faded a little bit, which I would assume is because this was sitting in the sunlight for a period of time. But the truck looks to be okay in terms of the paint. Now, the plastic parts might have been affected. I don't know. But big thing with this is the chute on the back is missing, which, considering this went for $19.95 and there was only one bid in the auction, there might have been some other people who were leery about touching this. There's also this one that sold on February 25th, which, don't let the price fool you. Although this says $3.18, this actually sold in the UK. So if you're an American trying to bid on this, you'd, at least for me, be paying another $23.13 for shipping. So all of a sudden the price doesn't seem as good as it did before. This one looks to be different though because it's got a white hood, whereas mine had an orange hood. And then there's this last one, which I kind of had to laugh at. This sold on January 20th, which condition on this truck, you can see it's not good at all. The paint's chipped all over. I mean, it's missing a lot of paint, plus there's a lot of oxidation on it. Numerous parts are missing, such as the bumper, the stacks, the chute on the back. Chrome's been rubbed off the wheels. I mean, condition on this is just really poor, and I kind of can't believe that somebody actually was willing to shuck out $15 for this truck. Thank goodness for the free shipping, I guess. So I think based on those prices, I'm going to say I got a really good deal on the cement mixer. However, I am curious about the white hood variant, if that was just a little bit of variation ERTL had going on, or if there was a little more to that. But in regards to the log truck, though, this was the one that really took me by surprise when I started looking at the prices on this. Which, there was this one here that sold on February 7th, and it's a little different than the one I have because it doesn't have a white hood and there's actually stripes on the side. But this one didn't come with the box. The trailer's missing the straps, and the logs are actually taped together. But you can see it sold for $34.95. Then there was also this one that sold on February 16th. However, it was partnered with another truck. Again, different than the one I have. But both are being sold in the boxes. They both look to be complete and sold for $119, so a little less than $60 a piece. Then there was this one that sold on February 26th. And this one was claimed to be mint in the box, I guess. Never been out. But also complete, sold for $80. And then there was also this one on March 3rd, which sold, and I'm seeing a date of 1975, so maybe that's when this came out. Interestingly, this one does have the white hood on it, but unfortunately it's not complete. No box, no logs. So, you know, obviously probably pulled the value down some. It went for $28 in auction with a total of 12 bids. Must have been some interest in that. But, I mean, the real shocker to me was actually this listing here, which sold on January 27th. This truck, you know, same thing, white hood, sold for $125 in auction. Granted, it only had one bid, so take that as you will. But, you know, this one looks pretty much like what I have here. Truck came with the box. Box looks to be in about the same condition. Interestingly, the peg holders on this one aren't punched out either. Yeah, $125. Whether or not the one I have is worth that, I don't know. But, you know, just to look at those prices and to think I only picked this truck up for $6, you know, that's quite a bargain in my opinion. And although this could potentially be worth a lot of money, I don't see myself turning around and selling it. Honestly, I'd kind of like to just put this into my collection and keep it for myself just because, you know, I really do like the look of this, and it's definitely a classic, really. I'm kind of glad I decided to pick this up. Originally, you know, I was just going to get the cement mixer, but I'm really glad I decided to pick up this log truck as well. So with all things considered, I'm very much pleased with my purchase of these two trucks, especially at the price I got them for. And as I stated earlier, I will be adding them to my collection, and I'm sure they'll make great additions. And although they don't stand out like something from DCP or SpecCast, you know, not up to modern standards basically, I think they still hold their own, and they're definitely a classic. But I think that's going to be it for this video. If anyone collects the ERTL trucks of the world, or if you know more about that range, or even these two trucks here, feel free to start a conversation down in the comments. But that's going to be it for now. I will catch you guys here later this week with another Diecast review. So until then, take care. I'll see you in a bit.